Okay.
So we're getting started in just a minute, but welcome everyone. I'm so elated to have you all joining. And I think you are muted upon entry, but if you want to unmute yourself to say hello, I would love to see who's joined today.
I think I'm unmuted. It's Victoria and Steve.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey.
Oh my God! Hey! Yes! What a great surprise! Oh, hi, Jen! Hey, Caitlin! Oh my God!
Hey, happy birthday!
Thank you. What a joy. What a joy. And my birthday was Thursday, but there is someone who's celebrating their birthday today, which is Lisa Webb Burwell. Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Hey, keep your
Birthday.
I'm so giddy in love right now. All right. Well, shall we get started? I see Miranda and Maureen and Holly, Christy. Oh, Lisa! Funny.
I have to get dressed. I have no pants on right now.
Hi, Holly.
I just got away from the kids. I'm gonna go put some pants on. Hold on.
How
I'm gonna
appropriate that your business name isn't it Pantless Traveler?
Yes, that's me. I don't wear pants.
Oh my gosh, I just keep seeing new people join. Andrew and Angie, Kelly. Oh my God, so cool. Ah, Karen, you made it up. She was like, I normally can't wake up this early on the Pacific Coast. But she said, but for you. So, hi, Holly. It's so great to see everyone. So blessed, so overwhelmed with love.
Hi, Nicole. Happy birthday.
Thanks to Diane, who is the technical MC today. Diane, are you there?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I noticed we were getting some feedback, so I muted everybody, but everyone can still unmute to talk.
Okay. Did you want to say anything, like for the technical aspect?
Oh, sure. I'll just make a couple Zoom notes. In the top right corner, you can be in gallery view if you want to see everybody for once and just wave. If you're in gallery view, wave to everyone, hi. And then you also have the option to click, put your mouse right over Nicole, click the 3 dots, and you can press pin video, and that'll allow you to see Nicole kind of during the whole session so you can follow along. Those are the big things. Thanks.
All right, well, let's begin. And I plan to go for 1 hour, but I'd really love to take these first few moments to ground, to arrive, and really to offer up prayer and thanks. This is intended to be a celebration of life on many levels, and I've never thought in a million years I would be celebrating virtually my birthday, but here we are in this bizarre time, and I actually wrote a poem that I would like to share with you as inspiration. And then I would like to start today's yoga session with 3 ohms. The first ohm, to bless yourself. And when I say yourself, I mean going deep into the essence of your being, your life, your soul, your purpose, right? Just like connecting with that innate life and possibility. And then the second ohm will be a way to connect with all of those in your network, your community, those that you touch on a daily basis that are in your sphere of influence. And the third ohm is for sending our good intention for healing, to end suffering, to the world at large, right? For all of those people we've never come into contact with, but for all life everywhere. And that is in large part why I practice yoga on a regular basis, why it's become such a central part of my life, because it is to awaken freedom for all beings everywhere. So I love that I'm seen in gallery view. Maureen Weedle, your children, who I've never met in person. Okay, I love you all. Thank you for being here. So I'll start with the poem and then we'll move into the Om session. So I'm gonna move back to my mat at this point. So if we all wanna take a comfortable seated position, ideally you want your hips higher than your knees and really root down through your sit bones and rise up out of your waistband, lifting up through the spine, through the crown of your head, and letting your shoulders relax down your back. My teacher's teacher said that an experience is not worth living until you have arrived. So let's connect to this present moment, to this sacred memory that we are creating together through breath, the life force of this practice, pranayama. Start by exhaling the air from your lungs. Sip in fresh oxygen through your nostrils, filling your lungs. Hold the breath at the top, letting it fill out your internal cavities, and then purse open your lips and slowly release. And continue to breathe like that, maybe counting for 3 or 4 or 5 seconds to really elongate your breath, both inhalations and exhalations. Breath is one of the greatest hacks for tuning in to the present. And then I'll start by reading this poem that I wrote. Time to slow down. Take a breath. Is the loss really as big as the gain? A moment to pause and evaluate. A destiny of life or death. How did the overscheduled, overworked life attached to stuff, comfort, and instant gratification ever come to be so prominent, so dominant? With death comes rebirth. A great reset, a sacred surrender, rebooting our routines, our emphasis. Change is normally difficult. Now we awaken overnight to the beauty of simplicity and stillness, to tuning in to what really matters, for global solidarity and sustainment on every level possible. Let's not miss this golden universal invite to create a new way of being, where local compassion and equality is the freedom we've been waiting for. And as I mentioned, we'll now take our 3 ohms together. Don't worry about what you sound like. Offer it up to the greater good. Remember, the first ohm is to bless yourself, the second, those around you, and the third, for all life everywhere. So let's begin by exhaling the air from your lungs. Inhale deeply to prepare. Let the vibration reverberate through your being. Om is a pure vibration of love and uplifting. I'm so grateful for you all. So now we'll begin to move with our breath. On the inhale, lift your arms overhead, palms touch. And exhale, twist to the right. Right hand at base of spine, left hand to the outside of right thigh. With each inhale, see if you can lift taller through the spine. With each exhale, twist. The twisting is so good for digestion, for processing, for creation. Inhale, return to center, lift arms overhead, and exhale, twist to the left. Making incremental movements to deepen the twist. Good. Exhale, return back to center. You can remove if you were sitting on a block or pillow. And now find your way into downward facing dog. I'm sorry, into gosh, what is this called? Just like shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we'll warm up the spine with a few cat-cows. So on the inhale, drop the belly, broaden through the collarbone. And on the exhale, round through the upper spine, let your head hang heavy. Fill out the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, drop the belly, open the throat, point the tailbone back. Exhale, round. Spreading your fingers wide. Continue to move with your breath. And take whatever organic shape or movement calls to you in this moment. So maybe you take a C shape of shoulder and hip towards each other. Maybe you take some big hip circles. I'm merely here as a guide, but I encourage you to truly make this practice your own. Listening to your body, knowing that our bodies are constantly shifting, season by season, day by day, hour by hour. So really tuning in to what your body needs, the nourishment that it needs today. Good, and then come to a pause. And I forgot to mention, if you're feeling any tenderness in your knees, then you can double the mat or place a blanket underneath. Start by stepping your right foot back and rock back and forth to lubricate the wrist joint and open up through the right foot. Good, and then pause, lift your right leg up behind you, flex through the right ankle as if you were planting your foot on the back wall. And then keeping that core engagement, lift left arm up, thumb faces the ceiling. See if you can stretch your left fingertips forward, right heel back. Embrace the counterbalance. On the inhale, lift arm and leg higher than core, and exhale, round under knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round. One more, and Melanie or anyone with knee issues, you can also do this standing. Good, and then come back to tabletop position, and we're switch, stepping your left foot back, rocking forward and back gently to awaken through left foot. Good, and then draw belly into core. Inhale, lift left leg up behind you, flex through the ankle. Float right arm forward. Pause and elongate. Really feel that counterbalance. Inhale, lift arm and leg higher than core, and exhale, round under knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round. Place your palm and knee back down. Spread your knees wide. Sink your hips to your heels for child's pose. Resting your forehead on the mat. Stretching your arms out in front. With each exhale, see if you can sink your hips a little bit further, belly towards the earth. Breathing into the inner thighs, the lower back. Beautiful. Let's take a few collective breaths. Exhale, release the air from your lungs. Inhale deeply, deepest yet today. Open your mouth and exhale, release and let go. Inhale deeply through your nostrils. Open your mouth and let the breath wash over you. Good. And then keeping your palms planted in the earth, really press through your index finger and thumb and start to rise up, lifting onto your toes first. Draw your chest towards your thighs to elongate spine. Externally rotate triceps away from ears. And on your next inhale, start to lift your tailbone and draw your heels towards the floor. Transitioning into Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog. Good, a couple of breaths here. You can imagine your sit bones spreading apart from each other, awakening the back of the legs, letting the head hang heavy. Really nice. So I've prepared all of my favorite poses in today's sequence. So this is one of them. I don't know why I just naturally like to do this. On the inhale, float forward to plank and pause. Exhale, rock back to down dog. Inhale forward. Exhale back, moving from your navel. Inhale, rock forward. And exhale, ripple back. Really nice. And then glance to the front of the mat and take tiny little footsteps until your feet meet your hands at the top of the mat in a forward fold. Uttanasana. Your feet should be hips distance or 2 fists if you want to measure. You can grab opposite elbows and sway side to side, ragdoll, letting gravity wash over you. Good, and then take your left hand between your feet. Inhale your right arm up, twisting to the right so that your left knee is bent, right leg straight. And really breathe into your outer right hip here. The gluteus medius, psoas, and quad muscles. Maybe you feel it in your lower back. Exhale, release right hand between your feet and twist to the left, lifting left arm towards the ceiling. Bending deeply into right knee, left leg straight. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, release. Both hands to the floor. And we'll take 3 half lifts. So inhale, let your palms slide up your shins, extend out of your waistband, flat back, but engage the back by lifting a little higher than normal and draw the chin in to elongate back of neck. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, extend out of your waistband. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. With your head heavy, start to roll up 1 vertebra at a time. At the top, you can shrug your shoulders up to your ears and exhale, release your shoulders back and down. Good, we're in Tadasana pose. Take your hands in Anjali Mudra, pressing thumbs into sternum. With your eyes closed, remember your intention, your prayer. Let our movement be meaningful today. Let it help to lessen suffering and bring healing and joy. And then inhale, lift arms overhead, palms touch. Grab your left wrist, lift through the left side body and start to bend towards the right. Keep both feet rooted here. Good, and then exhale back to center and switch. Grabbing right wrist, starting to bend to the left. Pressing your right hips to the right. Exhale back to center. Widen your elbows into cactus arms and to start to take a back bend, shining your heart, lifting it towards the sky. Good, and exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift your arms overhead, palms touch. Inhale, lift through the left side body and start to bend towards the right, pressing your hips to the left. Keep rooting through the left foot. Exhale, back to center. Switch, grabbing your right elbow, lifting tall through right side body, and bend to the left. Exhale, release back to center. Widen your arms into goalpost arms and start to lift out of your waistline, shining your heart towards the sky, taking a big back bend, and exhale, bring hands to heart center. Moving through Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. Inhale, lift arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, dive forward, leading with the chest. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back with right foot, low runner's lunge, and set up your infrastructure. Front knee over ankle, back heel over toes. Imagine as though you're drawing your feet towards each other to really activate and engage the inner legs. Good. And then lower right knee to the mat. Again, if your knee is tender, you can create padding. And draw both palms to front thigh. Lunge your hip points forward to open up through the right front of hip, hip flexor. This is one of my absolute favorite poses because it's that part of your body that gets so crunchy from all the sitting. So in my classes, I always say, hello, right hip flexor. Yes, maybe take some small pulsations. Good. Exhale, release back to center. Front knee over ankle, energetically scissor the inner thighs together. Corset the ribs in, draw the belly up and in, lift arms overhead for Anjaneyasana. Giving thanks and honor for this day, for this experience called life. One more inhale here, lift through the ring finger. Exhale, release palms to the earth. Curl the right toes under, step back to plank and pause. Shoulders directly over wrist. Lift hips, align with scapula. Draw the front body into back body. And then rock forward slightly, lower down, elbows graze ribs. Untuck the toes, and we'll take 3 cobra pose. Inhale, lift the heart and chest, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, release forehead to the floor. Inhale, press through the pubic bone and tops of feet. Lift heart and chest. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. And using the strength of your back muscles, lift your palms off the floor for a moment. Exhale, release down. Find your way back to child's pose for 1 breath. And inhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, step right foot forward between the hands, low runner's lunge. Again, set up your base, your foundation. Isometrically drag your feet towards each other to engage the inseam of the legs. And then slowly lower right knee to the earth. Both palms to front thigh. Lunge hip points forward. Hello, left hip flexor. You can take small rocks, pulsations, opening up through the front left hip. And then rock back to a 90-degree angle. Draw the belly up and in. Lift the arms overhead. Anjaneyasana. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this body. Thank you for this life. Exhale, release hands down. Step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, lifting arms overhead. And exhale, draw hands to heart center. Second side. Inhale, wide circle, arms lift. Take a slight back bend to the top, pressing your hips forward. Exhale, dive, leading with the chest. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Step back with your left foot. Lower left knee to the floor or keep it lifted. Palms at heart center. Inhale, puff up the chest. And exhale, twist to the right. hooking your left elbow to the outside of right thigh. Again, you can lower your knee or you can lift through the back leg, lifting the left quad, wringing out the digestive organs. Take another big inhale here. Exhale, release hands to the earth. Step back to downward facing dog. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, step left foot forward between the hands. Low runner's lunge. Lower right knee. Inhale, hands to heart center. Puff up the chest. And exhale, twist to the left. Hooking right elbow outside of left thigh. Keep elongating through the spine, through the crown of the head. Pressing the left sit bones back. Rotating your heart towards the ceiling. One more inhale here. Exhale, plant both hands, step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. So sink your hips towards the floor. At the same time, keep lifting out of your waistline. And be careful not to rock the pelvis, front or back, but rather keep a neutral spine. Good. Chair pose. Good. And then let's start with a little balancing, shall we? So root through your left foot. Take your right heel to your left quad for a standing figure four. You can stay here or lower your hands to heart center. Keep flexing through the right ankle. Stay here or begin to take a forward fold. Good. One more inhale here. Slowly start to rise up, keeping your balance, your drishti, and then slowly release your right foot to the floor, and you can shake out your left leg. Good, and now let's reset. Sweeping your arms up, Utkatasana number 2. Triceps by ears. It's that counteracting, hips lowering, lifting up through the chest. Ground through the right foot. Start to step your left ankle over your right quad. Flex through left ankle. Stay here. Draw hands to heart center. Or start to forward fold. Straightening the right leg. Stay with your breath. Stay with your experience. Slowly start to rise up. Slow and control, gracefully stepping left foot to the mat and shaking out your right leg. One more, Utkatasana. Sweep your arms up, sink your hips. And this time we're going to swivel torso to be parallel with the floor. So stretching fingertips forward, tailbone back. Start to bend into your knees more and more, and slowly, gracefully lower your bum to the floor and lift your shins into boat pose, Narasana. Good. Love Narasana. See if you can challenge yourself by straightening your legs. Keep lifting up through the heart, stretching your palms forward. Good, and now take your hands to heart center, lower, just hovering off the floor, arms and legs. Keep holding, working the core. Maybe start to swim or dance or kick your legs. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release all of your cells into the soil of your mat. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug for showing up today, for me and everyone in this space. Start to take tiny rocks circling the lower back in one direction and massage, circle in the other direction. Good, and then start to rock up and down the spine, gaining momentum, for you to cross your ankles at the top, plant your hands, step back to plank, and we're moved through upward facing dog together. So inhale, rock forward slightly onto your tippy toes. Exhale, lower halfway, elbows by ribs. Untuck the toes and inhale the heart forward and up. Thighs off the mat. Press your shoulders back. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here to reset, to tune in, to find your center. Moving into our standing series. Inhale the right leg up and back. Again, pretend you can plant the sole of your foot on the back wall. Flex through the ankle. And now rock open the hips, stacking right over left. Bend knee, heel towards glutes to open up through the thigh. Maybe take some big circular motion with knee and thigh bone. And then ripple forward, knee to nose, hold and hover. Really draw your belly into spine to engage core and create the space for you to lightly step left foot through between your hands. Spiral your left foot to the floor and inhale, arms lift for Virabhadrasana 1. So in Vira 1, front knee over front ankle. There can be some separation. In fact, I encourage if you want to right or heel toe your right foot towards the edge of the mat, because we're going to create space for humble warrior next. So the idea here in Vira 1 is that you're drawing your right hip back, left hip forward, trying to square your hips towards the front of the room. Keep pressing through the pinky side edge of back foot. Beautiful. I love seeing you guys on the screen. Good, and then slowly release your hands to interlace behind your lower back. Press the heels of your palms together. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Draw your fists towards the floor to open up around the heart space. And on the exhale, dive forward, torso to the inseam of right leg. Keep pressing into your feet, lifting your hips up, letting your arms float forward. Good, and then release your hands to the floor, roll onto your left toes, and take your right hand to the inside of your right leg. Setting up for lizard pose, your right heel of hand should be aligned with your right heel of foot. And let's start by just taking some gentle rocks forward and back. Good, and then stay with your back knee lifted, or you can lower it to the floor. Lower your left forearm to the floor or a block, your right forearm to the floor. And the important thing here is to not slump through the torso, but rather keep extending out of the waistline, drawing the crown of your head forward. Keep breathing, tuning into those parts of your body that might be stagnant, tight, tense, and sending your breath like medicine to nourish and release. Good, and then rising up onto your palms, take your right palm to the inseam of your right leg, press your leg away so that it rolls to the pinky side edge. Taking a twist here, you may also extend your right arm back to grab your left foot, squeezing your left heel to glute to give yourself a nice quad stretch. This is called twisted monkey. Take up space. Good. Exhale, release. Plant your right palm, curl your left toes under, lift your left knee. Step right foot back and move through your chaturanga flow. Either knees, chest, and chin, cobra pose, upward facing dog. Maybe you skip the chaturanga dandasana altogether and just meet us in downward dog. Nice work, everyone. Inhale, left leg up and back. Stack open the hips, bend the knee. Maybe take some circular motion with knee and thigh bone. Exhale, release into floating plank, knee to nose, hold and hover. Create the space for you to lightly step left foot through between the hands. Seal right foot to the floor. Press down to lift up into Virabhadrasana 1. Virabhadrasana 1. Again, bending into the front knee, pressing through pinky edge of back foot. And then to create the space, maybe you heel toe your left foot towards the left side of the mat. Lower your hands to interlace behind your lower back. Opposite thumb on top, if you can remember. Draw your fist towards the floor to open up around the chest. And exhale, keeping that lift, lower torso to the inseam of left leg. Arms float forward. Let your head hang heavy. Ideally, your left shoulder is on the inseam of your left leg. Exhale, release your hands to the floor, to the inside of your left leg. Roll onto your right toes. Setting up for lizard, you can rock forward and back to start. And then when you're ready, slowly lower onto your right forearm to your left forearm. Keep stretching your heart and collarbone forward. Maybe even look 7 or 8 inches out in front to keep that elongated spine. Stay with your breath. Stay with your focus. Exhale, release the knee down if it's not already. Rise up to your palms. Press your left palm to the inseam of left thigh. Push leg away from body. Start to twist towards your left. Stay here or extend the left hand back to grab the right foot, squeezing right heel to glute to stretch through the right quad. Taking up space on your mat. Exhale, release the foot. Plant your left palm, curl onto your right toes. Step left foot back to plank and travel through your vinyasa flow. Again, taking whatever movement feels right for your body today. Good, so we're just do one more standing series on either side, and then we're all rejuvenate in a long child's pose. So stay with me. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, hold and hover. Step the right foot through between your hands. Seal the back foot down. Inhale, arms lift, Vira 1. And exhale, open into Vira 2. Vira 2, your front heel is aligned with archer heel of back foot. Your front knee tracks towards the pinky side edge of foot. Very important to make sure this front knee isn't caving in, but rather pressing out. At the same time, you can think about externally rotating your left thigh so that your hips, your inner thighs open like pages of a book. And ideally, your front thigh is also parallel to the floor, so you might need to widen your stance. Good, setting up with a strong foundation here. Take your gaze to your left hand, to your right hand. Flip your right palm to the sky. Sweep your fingertips forward and back for peaceful warrior. Your left hand can track down your left leg or wrap behind your lower back and press into your front thigh. So let's think about feathering open our rib cage with our breath while embodying a sense of peace, of eternal inner peace, samadhi. Good, one more breath here. On the exhale, cartwheel both hands to the front of the mat. Step back to plank and travel through your flow. We're all meet in down dog. Take one cleansing breath here. And inhale, lift left leg. Exhale, draw knee to nose, hold and hover. Step left foot through. Seal right foot down. Inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 1. And exhale, open into Virabhadrasana 2. Set up your foundation. Taking whatever adjustments you need. And one common mistake is that people will drop their front hip. So if you want to make sure you're not doing that, you can straighten your left leg, lift through the left hip, and then re-bend into the left knee to make sure that you keep that left hip lifted so that your hips are square to the floor. Good, let the energy flow out from your fingertips, stretching in opposite direction. Take your gaze to your back hand, to your front hand, flip your left palm, sweep your fingertips forward and back for peaceful warrior. Keep lifting your front belly off your thigh. Breathing into your left rib cage. Keep stretching your fingertips towards the back while bending into front knee. One more inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel both hands forward. Step back to plank and flow. And when you get back to down dog, we're all lower our knees into a well-deserved child's pose. Stretching your fingertips forward. Alternatively, you can also take your knees together and take your arms along your side, palms face up. So whatever variation your body is calling for in this moment. We'll take a few collective breaths together. Inhale through your nostrils. Hold the breath, open the mouth, and exhale, release. Inhale slowly, bringing fresh oxygen into the system. Open your mouth and exhale, let it go. Last one, inhaling deep, deep, deepest breath yet. Exhale slowly, releasing towards the earth. And on your next inhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Start to walk your hands back to your feet, towards the back of the mat. With your head heavy, start to roll out one vertebra at a time into Tadasana, mountain pose. And you all know I love nature. And in fact, my most favorite part of nature are trees. So how appropriate, birthday flow, tree pose is next. So let's root down through our left foot. I like to lift my left toes, spread them wide, and then root down. So I really feel that connection with subterranean roots. And then engage your left gluteus medius, draw your belly into core, hands at heart center. Inhale, lift your right leg, swivel it out to the side. See if you can make contact, right foot with left leg without using the hand assist. But then of course at the end, go ahead and make the adjustment. And when you press your right foot into inner thigh, calf, or you can kickstand at the floor, whatever works for you, keep resisting your standing leg into your bent leg, right? So very solid connection between left leg and right foot. And now this is a balancing pose. If you find yourself wobbling, there are a couple of strategies. You can either fix your gaze on a dristi, a non-moving object, or simply draw your belly button in, engage your core, your outer left hip. Good, and then maybe you grow your tree. And then on this, at least for the last couple of days, it's been windy. You can imagine your branches kind of moving air element. Good. And then take your hands back to heart center. Keep standing on your left leg. Swivel your right knee back, and we'll transition into Virabhadrasana 3, another one of my faves. So you can keep your hands at heart center or stretch your arms long so that your body is in a T shape. Good. And then exhale, release like a pendulum, back to center, and shake out that left standing leg. Take a wider than normal stance, hands on hips, and let's take some big 360-degree circles with our hips towards the left. Reverse direction. This feels so yummy to me. Moving all corners of my hips. Hips being the biggest bone in the body, also the place where a lot of emotional tension can store. So come back, feet beneath hips. We're moved to the second side of our tree by rooting down through the right foot. All four corners get that strong, solid foundation. Engage right outer hip. Hands at heart center. Inhale, lift left knee. Swivel your left foot out to the side. Try and make contact. Adjust if you need. And as soon as you get into place, think about pressing your standing leg back against your foot. Keep lifting up through the crown of the head, maybe lifting your arms overhead, maybe letting your branches move with the wind. Little creative expression here. Good. Exhale, release hands to heart center. Release the leg, but move into Virabhadrasana 3. Maybe stretching your arms overhead, triceps by ears. Keep flexing through the left ankle. Beautiful work, everyone. Slowly swivel up like a pendulum. Release your arms down to either side. Shake out your right standing leg. Good, and now I'm gonna free form. I'm gonna go rogue for a minute. So I want you to think of your favorite song in your head. And then for the next minute, we are just gonna dance our asses off in silence, but with the song in your head, okay? 1, 2, 3, go! Just find your creative expression. You can hop, you can dance, you can shake your head. Woo! Find that energy, that life within. Fly through your room. I love you all so much. I love you all. I feel so connected. Okay. All right. Come back to center. Come to your mat. Hands at heart center. And we'll slowly start to release. Take your toes slightly wider than heels. And we'll lower our sit bones into yogi squat, pressing your elbows into the inseam of your legs. Close your eyes, remember your intention. Remember your why. What light can you shine for yourself, for others, and for the world at large? Slowly release your sit bones to the floor. Extend your legs to either side for a wide-legged sit, Upavishta Konasana, and flex toes towards face. I personally like to place my hands behind my lower back and position onto the front of my sit bones so that my torso is already prepared to forward fold. So inhale, lift through heart. Exhale, fold the torso towards the floor. Maybe you grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers. Maybe you walk your forearms or palms out in front. Stay with your breath, your connection to self, the greatest relationship you'll ever have in this life. Good, and then slowly start to walk your palms towards your inner thighs, lifting your torso vertically. Slide your palms under your thighs. Draw the soles of your feet together. Interlace your fingers around your big toes. You can draw your heels in towards your inner thighs as deep as you want to, or take them further away, your choice. Inhale, lift tall, and exhale, fold. Breathing into your inner thighs. Good, and then exhale, release. Draw the knees together. Plant your feet so that they're hip distance. Extend your arms out of front and slowly start to roll vertebra by vertebra onto your back. Resisting gravity, using your core muscles. When your back starts to give out, keep pressing your feet down. Micro-millimeter movement here. Good, and when you're on your back, squeeze your knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug. And then place the soles of your feet down. Take your right ankle to your left knee. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh or on front of left shin. And draw your knees back towards your shoulders. So this is a reclined half pigeon. It's a more gentler version, more accessible to all. Half pigeon being another one of my all-time faves for stretching into the big muscles and the energy of the hips. Good. One more breath here. Exhale, release both feet to the floor, and we'll switch. Inhale, left ankle to right thigh. Interlace fingers behind right thigh or right front of shin. Keep flexing through the left ankle, drawing your knees back towards your shoulders. Couple of big breaths here. Blowing out any cobwebs, any tension in the muscles of the hip. Good. Exhale, release both feet to the floor. And now we're going to do one inversion, a shoulder stand. This is something I used to do as a little kid before I even knew yoga existed. So root your elbows into the floor, fingers point up, and then we'll rock our hips above our chest and place your hands on your lower back, extending your feet towards the ceiling. Very important to not turn your head left or right, but keep your gaze up. Good, and then you can take whatever expressive freedom, creative moves you want with your legs, maybe splitting your legs, taking them into a diamond shape. You can do Giryasana, eagle legs, or spread eagle, wide leg, whatever feels good to you. Maybe you also extend your toes behind your head for plow pose. And then slowly start to release one vertebra at a time. Slow and controlled. Releasing your legs, extra little bit of core work. Good. And then I invite you to take whatever final pose would make your practice complete. Maybe it's a spinal twist. Maybe it's a happy baby. Maybe you're ready for Shavasana, our final pose, and you move straight there. So again, whatever your body is calling for, go for it. And then when you're ready, you can slowly start to make your way into our final resting pose, Shavasana, the most important pose of this practice. Why? Because it's not only where we lay our bodies to rest, to absorb all of the physical nutrients that we've created through our asana, but it's also where we connect to something bigger than ourselves, to our soul, our home, that place deep within that only you know. So I invite you to lay your body to rest on your mat. Take whatever adjustments you need to get cozy. Maybe it's putting on a sweatshirt or laying a blanket over your front body. And then rest your palms face up, toes splay to the side. And I'd like to play for you something on my harmonium. This is a song that means a lot to me. It's my favorite song to play, but it's also very appropriate for this challenging time we find ourselves in, because the words in Sanskrit mean victory. Victory over fear, victory over doubt, victory over insecurity. And as we move into the unknown, into continued uncertainty, we must stay sound, resolute, and resilient within. We must find that victory. Apam dehi, jayam dehi, yosho dehi, visho jai. Apam dehi, jayam dehi, yosho dehi, visho jai. I wanna know what love is, and I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is, and I thank you for showing me. Apam dehi, jayam dehi, yosho dehi, visho jai. Slowly start to invite life back into the body by wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe taking some circular motion with your wrists and ankles, and stretching your arms overhead, pointing your toes, giving your body a long stretch, like you're just waking up, first moment of the day. You can roll to your right side into fetal position, creating a pillow for your head with your right arm. And then rise up to a seated position. We'll end our class in the same way we began. Take your hands to heart center. Your presence this morning has been an extraordinary gift. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself, for me, for this lovely group of people. Thank you. Bow your chin to the teacher within, to that eternal light, love, joy, and truth. And when you're connected to that part of you and I'm connected to that part of me, we are one collective conscious. Take your thumbs to your forehead, your third eye, and bow namaste. Namaste. Thank you. And then I have one favor to ask of all of you. Could we please sing happy birthday to Lisa? So you could unmute your phones. Lisa, wave your hand so everyone knows who you are. It is Lisa's birthday today.
Mwah.
You deserve a full happy birthday. So shall we hear everyone's voice?
Yeah.
And a one, and a two, and a
Ready?
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Jackie and Nicole.
Birthday to you.
Oh my God, who else's birthday is today?
Birthday, Lisa Webb.
My dear friend Jackie has joined us. I invited her, and I invited my friend Emily Fisher. She's also with us.
Jackie, happy birthday.
Thank you. This was lovely. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Oh, I love you all so much. So wonderful to
Happy
see
birthday,
you all.
Nicole. This was great.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks for tuning in. Oh my gosh, so wonderful.
Happy birthday.
Everyone. Oh, and I hope to see you tonight. If you want to put on a costume and come dance at 7.
I have leather pants. I'm gonna put on my leather pants.
Pants, of course you are.
Everybody come to the party tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, Nicole also, and Lisa, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hi, Kitty.
Oh my God. Oh, Ducky Poo. Look at Ducky.
We're talking. We're wishing each other happy birthday.
Aww. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Carol.
Oh my
Have a
God.
great day, everyone.
DJ.
Thanks again.
Diane, thank you for playing MC. You did fabulous. Dorothy, Stephen. Hello. Hi.
They're the Burwells.
Oh my God. Kelly. So lovely. All right, signing off.